Hi there and welcome. If you're part of a finance department, then you know how much pressure there is to deliver faster, collaborate better, and stay aligned, all while navigating increasingly complexity. Today, many teams struggle with too many manual repetitive tasks, difficulty keeping track of emails and updates, lack of visibility into work. If this sounds familiar, keep watching. You are in the right place, and I'm excited to show you what's coming next. At i.DO, we've helped many different finance teams overcome exactly these challenges. As work management experts, we don't just help the finance team build projects, we help them build entire workflows, streamline recurring processes, and just do the day-to-day work that they already do, but in a more streamlined way. With Asana, you can turn those repetitive tasks into something that could be fun and something that works very efficiently, and we've seen that work again and again in different companies. Today I want to cover two use cases. I want to look at annual statements that you have to put together, as well as purchase request management. But first, let's have a look at this pyramid of clarity. This visual shows you how Asana is organized. So basically everything, the foundation of everything is tasks. We're going to be discussing tasks a lot if we work together, if we have workshops and trainings, because that's the basis of everything. Those tasks are placed into projects. That's the second level of that pyramid. Projects are then organized into portfolios, and those three layers are connected to goals and potentially connected to the mission of the company. But today I want to focus on the bottom of the pyramid. That's the name we give it. And I want to look at specifically project, tasks, automations, and forms through the two use cases I just talked about. So let's have a look. So let's start with purchase request. Let's say you want to allow the different departments to request things to be purchased. That usually goes through emails. There's a lot of back and forth. There's missing information. That could be streamlined using Asana. You usually start with a project like this, but before building the structure, you usually start by building a form. This is the form that we have. This is the form editor, but let me show you how the form looks. This is it. It's a very simple form. You can send it to anyone at the company. They fill in the form asking for whatever they want your department to buy. That form submission then creates a task. And that's when things become interesting, because the task can be assigned to someone specifically. It can have a due date, and it can have different custom fields. It can have a budget. You can do formulas. There's lots of stuff you can do. Because it's a task, you can also exchange it with someone else. You can have discussions on them. So it's a living entity. If I open one, for example, you can see I can change the assignee right there, and I can have discussions about that specific request. And that task can then go through different steps of a workflow. I told you earlier, we will not be doing only projects, we will be doing workflows. So things are living entities. So a task would go from one step to the other, and you can have automation baked into the process. So for example, any new request can be assigned to the same person, or depending on the type of request, you can route those different requests to different departments or different colleagues within the team. You can make automated computation. That lots of things you can do. And once you structure those requests properly with those different custom fields, then you can have very powerful dashboards to follow all the requests, the types of requests, the amount, the budgets, whatever you wanna track. So that becomes quite powerful quite quickly. There's a second use case I want to cover, which is something that all finance departments do, which is the annual financial statement. And as I'm going to say in my conclusion, if you have things you do weekly, if you have things you do monthly, Asana is perfect for this as well. You can spin off a project every time, and you will have that whole list of things to do. What you have on the screen is based on a template. So every single year, you do everything based on a template that has been improved over the years. So it's like the perfect template. All the steps are there. Everything is documented properly. You just have to follow the steps. That's quite amazing. We do this, for example, for onboarding purposes. But if you apply this to financial statement, especially the one that are yearly, there's a lot of steps involved. So you really want to make sure you don't forget anything, and you don't want to rely on people remembering what to do. So that's why you build a template. And then you have all those tasks assigned to the right people with dates. And those dates could actually be connected to the actual end of the year deadline that you have. And you can also look at that project from a timeline perspective. You can see all the dependencies if you have some. So that makes it super easy. The goal of a tool like Asana is to allow you to unload your mind into a tool so you don't have to try to remember everything. As I said earlier, each task is assigned to someone. You can change the assignee, change the date, and you can have discussions on those tasks to make things super efficient. Almost remove all the emails from your life, at least the internal emails, and do everything in a simple and fun to use tool like Asana. There's obviously a lot of other use cases for Asana. For example, if you do anything bi-weekly, weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, whatever, if it's a recurring process, we can build a template and we can help you streamline everything. You can also build some financial dashboards. For example, we have all our invoices and quotes within Asana, so we can have like financial dashboards. That makes our life really easier. I think generally speaking, if you want more clarity across the different projects and initiatives that you work on, if you want a greater agility, if you want to be able to react to changes easily, and if you want to have fewer meetings or better meetings, I should say, you should really look at a tool like Asana. So I hope this gives you like a good overview of what Asana can do. Obviously, we can go way further than what I showed you. We can organize a meeting with your team. We can have a custom demo. So make sure to book a call with us. We are i.DO, the work management experts.